News here. A lot of breaking news today, Tom. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Life is pain. Yeah. Hi, folks. Hi. Hey. Welcome to another episode of GPS.
Whoa, Tom, what happened to your quarterback this week?
It's the Grossi Perna show. Yeah, Tom Grossi. What? Okay, I'm sorry. There's so much to digest right now. The breakingest of news, you literally can't time it, is that what? Kurt Benkert tested positive for COVID. He messaged me yesterday. And now Aaron Rodgers is positive for COVID, ruled out for Sunday. And the only QB who doesn't have COVID as of right this second on the Packers is Jordan Love. What?
It's the only QB that didn't get invited to the Halloween party, or what?
So here's where I'm confused, because I already am very confused, because I was confused when the announcement dropped because they declared him out for Sunday already. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, like that's super quick, because I thought he was vaccinated. And I was like, there's no way I'm making this up. And I just found it back on August 26th. Tom Silverstein, who is one of the Packers beat writers, said QB Aaron Rodgers said he has been vaccinated. It's a personal decision. It's an interesting issue, and he wouldn't criticize teammates who didn't. But you just had this come out from Ian Rappaport that him and Mike Garofalo said that Rodgers is unvaccinated. So,
yeah.
Did he get? I guess he didn't get stabbed with the needle.
Did he not finish? Did he forget that there were 2 shots you had to do? He thought he got one?
I don't understand.
So did he lie about it?
That's what is it? Well, did he lie?
Did he lie about being vaccinated to not get the wrath of Cole Beasley? I mean, I'm not even blaming him for it. If I didn't want to do it and I were in his position, I wouldn't comment on it, or I would lie, because we saw all the ridicule Cole Beasley took.
Sure.
Whether you agree or disagree, when you're that level of a public figure in the NFL, you open the door for scrutiny. So this is weird.
That's the thing. Oh my God. People are dumb. Hold now. Here's the thing. I understand you could get COVID with the vaccine. That's not what I'm confused about. I'm confused on if he actually lied about it.
Yeah, well, because here's the thing. If you have the vaccine and you get COVID in the NFL, you have a 48-hour window where, as long as you continue to test negative after the positive test, you can be cleared to play fairly quickly. So there was a chance that Devontae Adams would have played Thursday when he tested positive Monday. So Rodgers testing positive today should have enough time to play Sunday. So that's was confusing. Not that, he got it while having the vaccine. We understand that happens. But
did he just lie? That's
because he could be out for 2 weeks now, right?
I think it's 10 days.
10-day period.
It's 10 days. And I'm sorry. Yeah. Brandon Perna, spoilers, released his ranking video this morning, and we got the Wheel of Doom, and it's so cute. Guess who his number 1 team is? Uh-huh. And guess whose quarterback is out right now with COVID? Uh-huh.
Oh, you put him at number 1 too, Tom. I think if we both have a unanimous number 1, there might be a curse.
I'm finding out as we go further and further and further. You know what I'm at? I'm really pissed off about too? We have not seen Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers play against each other. We haven't seen it because Patrick freaking Mahomes was injured last time they played, and we still do not have it. I'm pissed about that too.
Oh, was that when Mahomes had the dislocated knee?
The dislocated knee.
After playing the Broncos?
Like, dude, I'm so Guillermo, that's a good call. That's a good call. Yeah. Scott says, at what point do we just acknowledge God just wants the Rams to have the number 1 seed? I mean, I don't. That's the thing. I'm concerned because think about, they just practiced. How many fracking people has Aaron Rodgers come in contact with? Like the whole team.
You mean John Wick? John Wick can get COVID. Anybody can.
Oh my God! Like that's what I want to see. I want to see the State Farm Bowl. I want to see it.
Reschedule the game. Reschedule the game. Who's the crappiest team the Packers play? Let's just swap those games right now.
Put them there. We play the Bears again. The Lions too.
Can we? So. Yeah, let's just have Packers Lions this week,
and then that's it. Just move it along.
We'll give the
Starks,
Chiefs.
You better win. Yeah, I mean, dude. Well, we can't trade him because the trade deadline is passed, but. It's Jordan Love time, baby. This is a whirlwind right now. Like,
I hope Jordan Love looks like Matt Flynn this weekend.
Call Matt Flynn up. I'm sure he's not doing anything. So, I guess he. Oh, wait a minute. Rodgers told reporters he was immunized, but never said he was vaccinated.
Oh, he used some sneaky wording.
Oh my God, are you serious right now?
Yeah, I got the MMR immunizations back when I was a baby, so I do have the immunities.
Dude, like what?
That said, I still want that liar as my quarterback.
I still want him. Dude, the number 1 I still think has power. Absolutely. I think it does. I'll finally pick the Packers opponent in the Pick'em League. No, never. I will never do that. I think like the Packers could still win, but like, holy crap, man. Here's the problem. We don't even know. Like, it's a small QB room, folks. Like, Benkert has it. Rodgers has it.
Oh, guess what I learned last year? NFL don't give a crap if you don't even have a quarterback to play. So
That's
if
true.
Jordan Love does test positive this week, and he can't go, which practice squad wide receiver are you calling up to play QB for you?
Baby. Bring up Cobby. Cobby can throw that ball. That's what it is.
Now it's keep an eye on Jordan Love. The Packers coming off that big win. Okay. Obviously the quarantining of Devontae Adams didn't stop the spread. The Packers probably all partied together over the weekend, did the Halloween stuff.
Yep.
And there may be more guys that test.
So that's the thing. Now there's people thinking like maybe he got COVID before and that's how he built up an immunity to it. And that's why he didn't because like this is gonna sound really bad. Back when I was at training camp, I was like, I wonder if he's vaccinated. Like I legitimately turned to someone I was with and I was like, I don't think he is. Like just like pure speculation, but just like given Aaron Rodgers and like, you know, his very zen / like seem natural kind of tendencies. I was like, I wonder if he's not. And then he came out and said that he was, or said he was immunized. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe they're not. But dude, like back in August, he said, dude, like, come on, man. Like, this is bad. Like, and again, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Like, that's it. This is literally the tip of the iceberg because you don't know, like, how much this is spread. You don't know if Jordan Love is going to, like, be able to, because they practiced in person yesterday.
Ooh.
That's bad. That's bad. I don't know. The Florida, yeah. I mean, listen, I'm excited a little bit to see Jordan Love if he actually plays. Like, I am very excited, but Well, it's again, if they have to forfeit because of unvaccinated players, and if Rodgers is unvaccinated, like Alan Lazard might not play again. Like that might be a thing. He might not play. Devontae Adams, they were hoping to get him back on Thursday. Joe Barry, they were hoping to get him back on Thursday. Alan Lazard was back at practice. But yeah, the problem is now you have to worry about, okay, like all the unvaccinated players that have come in contact with Aaron Rodgers are not going to be able to play unless they get the negative tests.
Yeah.
Like
this could be the first real,
the potential to be bad.
The first real major effect the 2021 season of this on a team. So this could cost them a win this week.
Yeah.
And when people were talking about it being a competitive advantage, this is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's a big game against the Chiefs, a winnable game coming off their biggest win of the season. It's pretty bad timing. Only way it could be worse timing is if they were on their way to the Super Bowl. So,
yeah, I just like the fallout from this is going to be intense. Like it's gonna be a lot, and it's not even gonna be like Rodgers was talking about on McAfee yesterday. He was saying like, oh, like I had a spotlight on me like ever since the State Farm commercials and winning the Super Bowl and the MVP and stuff. Like this is gonna cast a very negative spotlight on Aaron Rodgers, and especially if this winds up costing the team a win, like that's gonna be a big problem because again, we are just like hearing the beginning of this, because we don't know who else is going to test positive.
Tom is in disarray, ladies and gentlemen.
It's crazy to me. Like, it's crazy he then played on Thursday. Like, I have to imagine, yeah, it was at the party. Like, that's what I have to imagine it was. But, oh, man.
Oh, poor Tom doesn't have a quarterback for 1 week. I'm going on 5 years, my friend. 5 years. You know what's sad? It's like if Teddy Bridgewater got it, people are like, all right, let's see Drew Lock this week. Who cares? Like,
exactly.
That's the difference when your team's competing. Like, you really care about this stuff. There's a lot of other things to discuss today. We'll keep an eye on this on the Twitter, see if anything new comes out through the course of the show. Broncos Von Miller traded to the Rams. Henry Ruggs has been released by the Raiders. The trade deadline, not so hot, kind of underwhelming. Michael Thomas done for the season with the new ankle injury. So that's another team. You just like, oh, the Saints. The Saints are climbing up the power rankings. Maybe they could get something going with Trevor Siemian. They're going to get not going to get Michael Thomas back. I don't know if they need him, but a guy like Trevor Siemian could have used him. We'll stick on your Packers here for a second, though, because they did release linebacker Jalen Smith and their long snapper. Why the long snapper?
So Hunter Bradley infamously did a video on him when we drafted him, just saying he snaps balls, and that was my in-depth analysis for the entire pick. But no, he's been there's been some struggles with him. There was a lot of rumors that he wasn't even going to make the 53-man roster this past offseason, especially during training camp. And then I guess they just had seen enough, and they were like, okay, screw it. There was a couple of low and high snaps that you saw, so I think they decided to go with the practice squad guy just to be like, nope. But people were joking that it's literally the most Packers thing that you could possibly do. Like on the trade deadline with all these rumors of like Fletcher Cox and bringing in, like Evan Ingram, they just, sign a long snapper from their practice squad. Like that is the most Packers thing that you could possibly do. Yeah.
They cut the linebacker they just signed. They cut their long snapper and they don't add any help. And then they lose their quarterback for the week.
I mean, 5 years to try forever. Hopefully Fields works. It's been since 1985.
Yeah, fair enough, Zach. I've had three. I've had Elway, I've had Jake Plummer, and I've had
Tim Tebow. There you go, Ben. Yeah, I feel so bad. A lot of Packers fans were looking forward to this game and like they were going to buy tickets to go see this game. And now it's like, well, now we're not going to see Aaron Rodgers. Like, it sucks like a whole lot, like a whole lot. But like, I'm confused now. Like, can we talk about something else real quick before the Packers? Like, Allen Lazard had to sit last week. He didn't test positive for COVID, had to sit last week because he was a close contact with Davante Adams because they're in the same wide receiver room.
Yeah.
And because he wasn't vaccinated, he had to sit. You're telling me that Aaron Rodgers wasn't a close contact to Davante Adams?
Dude, that's why all of the Broncos QBs were benched last week, because Jeff Driscoll tested positive, and then Locke, Blake Bortles, and maybe they signed. Yeah, no, they did have Bortles and Brett Rippon were close contact with Jeff Driscoll.
Yeah.
So, unless like the Packers learned from that situation and they've kept one of the QBs like away from the other ones, because after that they're like, okay, Blake Bortles is going to be our emergency dude. He's not going to be around the other quarterbacks or whatever. And then they eventually cut him. But yeah, I mean, close contact. If Jordan Love is vaccinated, that probably helps his status to play. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, man.
Dude, what I'm saying is, like, how was he allowed to play through on Thursday?
Inevitable.
Like, that's my question, is how does he play because he has to be a close contact to Davante Adams. Like, that's what doesn't make sense to me. If Allen Lazard had to sit, I understand like they're in the wide receiver room and then you're in the QB room, but they practice together. Like, it just it seems weird and off. But dude, I don't know. Like, this is bad.
Nobody knows. Nobody understands the NFL.
And now
rule.
people are like trying to like figure out, oh, well, he technically said he didn't say that he was vaccinated. He's using different lingo. Packers Twitter is tearing itself apart right now. Jeff and Fiverr, Rodgers needs an excuse for losing to the Chiefs. Love's fault now. Dude, like, I just want to see Aaron Rodgers versus Patrick Mahomes. I just want to see it. And
somebody just tweeted to Ben Kirk, who also tested positive.
Yeah.
Unknowingly, you're up, big guy.
Nope. No, he's not.
No, I'm not.
He's not. He's not. I don't know, dude. Like,
here we can play the video of Rodgers.
Yeah, it's on vaccinations.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah.
All right. So this is what he said at his press conference in August.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is what he said, because a lot of people thought that he was vaccinated because of this comment here.
Are you vaccinated, and what's your stance on vaccinations?
Yeah, I've been immunized.
Are you vaccinated, and what's your stance on vaccinations?
Yeah, I've been immunized.
Are you vaccinated, and what's your stance on vaccinations?
Like that is that is why I tweeted out originally, like, I'm confused, because everyone was under like the impression, oh, okay, he's vaccinated. But I guess because he was being like super duper duper tricky there with his language.
Look, I can see Rodgers tell. Watch. He's like, yes.
Oh, there you go, Molly.
And then he looks up away from the person and then back at him. That's how you know he's lying.
You can see it in his eyes.
That look away. That's called a tell.
Yeah.
In poker terms.
A big Ian or lie. Like, again, well, AFC, if they lose to Love, that'd be amazing. Yeah, I mean, well, so Molly put up here, like, I know they wear the tracker, so I guess that he wasn't close enough to Davante Adams to be a close contact, but since Allen Lazard was in the wide receiver room, he was. It just,
Okay, Molly. Thank you, Molly.
Are
they still wearing the trackers?
I would assume they are.
It's just like you forget about this crap because we've been dealing with it for 2 seasons now.
You see Rodgers Mahomes twice when he's a Bronco. That hurts.
Oh, hell yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, well, dude, like, it's just, I got over 2,000 people in the stream right now. We got over 3,100 here. Like, it's
a
just
big stream.
Greg, no, different people. Very, very different people. Very different things.
I got an Aaron Hernandez autographed football this weekend for my birthday, so we'd bring him up there.
Yeah, that's gonna be something. Yeah, like all right. So this Sunday, so here you go. So if he's unvaccinated, he has to sit a minimum of 10 days and also test negative twice within a 24-hour period between tests. That's put his status for the Packers game against the Seahawks on November 14th in question. So this is not just oh crap, we might not have him for the Chiefs, but we also are potentially not going to have him for the Seahawks. I mean, now you got Jordan Love, hopefully. Like, I'm literally saying hopefully because I don't
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, Texas.
It's the Jordan Love audition tape.
I mean, if there's any silver lining here, and there's not much, if there's any silver lining, it's one, hopefully Devontae Adams is able to come back. Hopefully he's able, if he was vaccinated, able to come back. He is vaccinated, I think. He comes back on Thursday, so Love will have him. But they have time to prep now. Like Love has like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to prep for the Chiefs to start. So you just got to hope that I like LaFleur's game plan. I imagine it's just going to kind of play to Love's strengths, and we're going to get to see him, finally, like, what does he look like against an actual NFL defense? Like, how is he going to play? We'll see, like, in an actual game time thing.
Yeah. Rodgers, you were right. The scrutiny is going to come down hard on him. This is Broncos fans right now starting to argue about whether we want Aaron Rodgers or not.
It's going to be a long day.
I'm going to be real here. I still want Aaron Rodgers over Russell Wilson if the choice were left to me. The guy who lies straight to the media like that, I want the guy who does not give a shit about what he says.
But here's what is mind-boggling to me. Zadarius Smith is not vaccinated. And so because of that, because what the protocol is, like, he has to wear a mask everywhere. Like when he's like not playing. Aaron Rodgers has not been wearing a mask. Like, that's what's like, it's mind-boggling to me because like he's been treated as if he was vaccinated. Like that's what's confusing to me. Because we have members of the Packers who are not vaccinated, and because of that, they have to follow certain protocol. Why has Aaron Rodgers not been following that protocol then?
Because he lied. He lied to the Packers.
But I feel like you have to get there has to be like proof that you got it in order for you to follow.
Now that the positive test has happened, they're like, okay, we need to see the proof that you've been vaccinated. And he's like, well, here's the thing, guys.
Here's the thing about the thing.
Say I was actually COVID vaccinated. I said I was immunized to things. I did my Ayurvedic cleanse. I really got rid of all the bad juju out of my body. I have grown my hair to become John Wick. I went to Hawaii. I am a different man now. But no, I didn't get the shots. I don't have the paperwork. So, like, I had to show that I had the vaccine to go to a comedy show a couple months ago. So, like, going to watch the Dollop comedy show, stricter guidelines than the Packers run at their own facility is what I'm seeing right now, Tom.
Dude, I don't. No, again, you had multiple people who got it last week because you had Joe Barry, our defensive coordinator, get it. You had Devontae Adams test positive for it. Is Hinton available for the Packers?
Oh, that's hilarious, Wes. That's hilarious. Wes, new Patreon too. Shout out, Wes.
There you go. And now you have Kurt Benkert, and I'm honestly concerned. I hope so, Robert. I hope so. I'm honestly concerned if Jordan Love tests positive these next couple days. That's what I'm concerned. So I have no idea.
I'm stealing your comment, Wes, and I'm tweeting it right now.
That is phenomenal.
Should we loan Kendall Hinton to the Packers for the week? ? Boom.
Yeah. So now we just now we just wait.
Yeah, this is what the Broncos do. All right. If Jordan Love does indeed, God forbid, test positive and the Packers are without a QB, the Denver Broncos, in a sign of good faith, they trade the Packers Kendall Hinton for the week. Give him a practice squad receiver. Now he's a regular receiver. Give him the opportunity to play quarterback, help out the Packers. And the Packers keep that in mind when they need to trade Aaron Rodgers to the Broncos and they don't price gouge him on the draft picks. They go, okay, 2 firsts and a second. You gave us Kendall Hinton.
Do it.
There you go. Rodgers comes for you.
There's only one QB. If Jordan Love gets COVID, that could save us all, and that is Case Cookus. Brett Hundley did become available. Yep. Emergency QB backup. It might be Cobb. Cobb has experience playing QB.
Randall Cobb.
Randall Cobb. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. We'll talk about the Henry Ruggs thing. I know Perna did a whole video on it. We're just trying to like reel from this. And again, nobody's confused.
Tom's trying to reel. I'm over it.
He's over it. He's like, okay. And again, no one's confused of like, oh my God, even vaccinated, you could get it. No, we all understand that's been commonplace for a while now. It's that now we're just trying to figure out like, did Aaron Rodgers like blatantly just like not tell the truth and like talk around it? So yeah, Schefter just tweeted out the earliest that Rodgers can come back is based on protocols is Saturday, November 13th.
Yep. Wow.
So that's a day before.
So he's not going to be able to practice all that time with the team. I'm sure he can go Russell Wilson style and do his drills by himself.
Yeah, he do it by himself. Can Randall Cobb throw to himself? I hope so. I hope so. Would you like our number one McManus for Rodgers?
Ooh. Yeah, he is the last remaining Bronco from the Super Bowl era.
Dude, but Rappaport just tweeted out, my understanding is that Aaron Rodgers has been following protocols for unvaccinated players while inside the building. But he's been on the sidelines like without masks and stuff.
Do they have to wear them on the sidelines though?
I know they had to do it during the preseason. Like Za'Darius had to do it during the preseason.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like changed during the regular season. I don't understand why.
We also know it's harder to spread outside, right?
It is, yes. Okay. Well, this is interesting.
All right.
This is interesting.
So,
all right.
I'll talk about Ruggs for a second. I didn't do the whole video on it because it's just sad.
Yeah.
So yeah, Henry Ruggs involved in a car wreck in the early hours in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Somebody died because of that car wreck. Henry Ruggs now is being charged with DUI resulting in a death. And in the state of Nevada, with a conviction, if he's convicted of the DUI, of that specific charge, there is no possibility of parole. The minimum is a 2-year prison sentence up to 20. The Raiders have released Henry Ruggs. They are already removing Henry Ruggs signage or anything with his name on it from their stadium right now. It's a crazy sort of situation.
Yeah.
There's lesser charges. His lawyers could possibly try and get reckless driving charge, which wouldn't carry the minimum 2-year prison sentence. So there's a lot to be determined with Henry Ruggs. The Raiders as an organization this season just going through some of the craziest off-field stuff I can remember. And we just wanted to report it today. I think like this is one of those situations. It's not important what your opinion is about it. A lot of people feel the need to like chime in with dumb shit about a situation like this. And what I said in my video is like, just try and have empathy for everybody involved in the situation, because when somebody loses their life because of something like this, what you have to say, your opinion, your take on it, it doesn't matter. Like, that's what happened. Yeah. It's an NFL player, so we have to talk about it, but it's just a sad situation. And just a reminder that your decisions that you make are really, really important. And, you know, drunk driving, obviously, if that's what it is something that has taken many lives through the course of since people have had access to do both of those things. And it's just really sad when you see something like this happen again. And as I mentioned, like we saw it with the Chiefs right before the Super Bowl with Andy Reid's son getting in an accident because he was drinking, I believe, at the team facility and going home from there.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know. I think the Raiders are you put that they're offering a car service now for, I'm guessing, players.
They've had that. Yeah. Here's the thing. And real quick, just to clean something up of what I was talking about before, active players who are actively playing that week don't need to wear masks on the sideline. If you're inactive and you're unvaccinated, then you do. So just to clear that up.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. The Henry Ruggs thing, man, like it's so incredibly sad on like every level imaginable. And like, I think what makes it a million times worse is that just like how preventable it was. Like the fact that the Raiders like offer a car service like to players, because this is a big problem because like Henry Ruggs is 22 years old.
Yeah.
Like he is 22 years. He's a kid. Like he's literally 22 years old and made a god awful decision, has ruined his football playing career. But that has like, honestly, that means nothing because it literally took somebody's life away.
Yeah.
So like, it's very sad what happened to Henry Ruggs. Like, and, you know, and like people are saying like, oh, he was just a kid and made a bad decision. And yeah. And like, listen, these are the consequences for that. But that pales in comparison to literally taking somebody's life because of a really stupid decision.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that it is.
That's the thing with alcohol. It impairs your judgment. So like when you do drink too much, you think you can drive. You think you can do those things. And hopefully you're in a situation where you've got somebody around you to say, no, don't do that. Like I know when I was young, I've been there. We're like, guys, I can drive home. And you've got a friend's like, no, you can't. You're staying here tonight with us. Like I think about those things when I see this because I've been in those situations where you're young and you're drinking and you think you can do shit that you can't do. It doesn't change what happened or, you know, make it okay. But that's like that's a consequence of drinking. You become fearless, I think, and think you're okay to do stuff you can't do. So it's a bad situation.
Yeah. I mean, again, like, you know, he's 22, the person he kills 23, you know, and like, it's such an awful situation. And yeah, I mean, like Henry Ruggs, they're already taking his stuff out and like the Raiders moved quickly. Like they're just like, hey, like, let's get it going. And I know that there's 2 different charges that they're bringing him up on. So like there's the DUI causing death charge, which you can't get probation for. And that was a 2 to 20 year sentence. And then reckless driving probation is possible, but I think that was an additional 1 to 6. It just, it won't. Yeah, no, we're not going to talk about Henry Ruggs anymore. Like that's what I mean. Like the whole, like we had a whole like Henry Ruggs, like go fast thing. Like, no, it's done now. And like that, like, cause it doesn't get joked about. It's not like he made a really stupid decision and like he hit a telephone pole and just wrecked a car and that was it.
Yeah.
Like he literally killed somebody because of a really stupid preventable decision. Yeah. So no, like that's it. You know, while, you know, it's very unfortunate for Henry Ruggs, you know, like it is so mind-blowingly upsetting and depressing that, you know, so a family doesn't have like a family member anymore because of this really bad decision. So I saw that the victim had a dog with her as well, and a dog also passed away.
Jesus.
It's a mess all the way around, and
but
just bad.
So let's lighten the mood here, Tom. Let's get back to what we do best and talk about Deshaun Watson. Not getting traded at the trade deadline. He was the name. Watson watch. I mean, NFL Network every 10 minutes. Like, dude, okay, there's the trade still in place. It still could happen.
Here it is. Any minute now.
Texans are prepared to not trade Deshaun Watson. Texans are prepared to not trade him. Dolphins still not out of the game. Oh, not going to happen. Didn't happen. My thinking is because the Texans didn't have the Texans to trade him to. And it takes that level of stupidity at the top levels to trade for a guy facing 22 lawsuits. That situation has got to play out. That has to finish before any team's going to make a move for Deshaun Watson.
Correct.
I think that's what we learned about the trade deadline with him. Chiefs bring in edge rusher Melvin Ingram to help them a little bit. That was like the biggest move outside of Von Miller being traded the day before.
Yeah.
So Von Miller turned into the biggest trade name, and I think he immediately helps the Rams in an area they were already strong. The Rams lead the league in sacks right now already. I think of sacks. Let me bring that up. What do they do?
Yeah. Like real quick, like I want to talk about a couple of things like with that, because ever since like we got the email, like we got that email leaked about like Adam Schefter, like sending that stuff to like Bruce Allen and was like, hey, Mr. Editor, like sports media was already like scrutinized. But like this, I think is just another example of that, because like you had Mike Florio, literally, this was back on October 27th, said on his podcast, there's a 94.9% chance that Watson gets traded before the trade deadline. Like, you're going out there and be like, this is gonna happen. Like, this is definite. Like, it's all but certain. And like, this reminds me of like Adam Schefter earlier this offseason, who is basically saying, oh, there's no way that Aaron Rodgers is coming back in August. There's no way he's reporting to the team. It's done. It's never going to happen. And what happened? Aaron Rodgers came back in August. So like, I think like that's the frustrating thing, because you have these guys with such name recognition and like trust, and they make these claims that are like opinionated, but they're presented as facts. And I think that becomes incredibly frustrating, because like that's not the case. You know, like Ian Rappaport tweeting out right now that like Aaron Rodgers isn't vaccinated. Like, that's a huge claim. And I have to imagine Ian Rappaport like did all his due diligence to be like, oh no, this is 100% correct. But like when you hear about Schefter saying like, oh, like this was an accumulation of information and all this stuff, and Florio saying it's a 95% chance he's going to get traded. Like, it just continues to like have viewers lose their trust in sports media.
Right.
Because like, why am I listening to you then? Because you know nothing more than I do, right? Like, you know nothing more than a really well-educated fan. And that's what's frustrating.
Yeah. Well, I think what, like, at least for this last push with Deshaun Watson, and when I did the video about it a couple, like 2 weeks ago now, I said it looks like it's real and it's going to happen. And I talked about why I finally believed that it would happen.
Yeah.
But it turns out it was just John McClain, the Houston beat reporter, making one last push to really get eyeballs to, you know, the website he writes for. He's very well connected to the organization. So if somebody is going to have some news, he's one of those guys. But it turns out it was his report that he put on Twitter that he wrote about. That's what everybody else was drawing from those last weeks. And you assume guys like, you know, Florio over at Pro Football Talk or whoever, they're going to have better information than you and I, Tom. But they don't. They have the same information. And as long as you just pay attention to Twitter and the day, I can make a video that has a ton of dumb jokes through it.
Sure.
But my information is about as solid as what you're getting on ESPN, because everybody's got their own platform. They're all trying to get their information out.
Like, you know how bad it's bad. And this has happened so many times, especially this year. Do you know how many times like an article has come out or a tweet has come out and people then text me or DM me and are like, hey, is this real? Like that's like they're literally checking me. And I'm like, that's what I'm doing. Like when I do research for a show, right? And like I'm presenting like some kind of news story or whatever, just like Perna, like we are literally like making sure that we have all the information. Like when the whole Aaron Rodgers thing was happening earlier this year, like I can't tell you how many press conferences, like I went back through years of press conferences to get their exact quotes. I got like quotes from articles and literally like displayed them on there. I gave links to everything. I did like 35-minute videos presenting multiple sides and everything that we had. So like, that's the kind of depth that we go into. And I'm not saying like every creator does that, because they don't, but like, if you're able to literally just track all those news sources and get that, you will have a very good understanding of what's going on. And I think that like when you make claims like this, that's when it gets really frustrating, because then you're like, why am I even listening to you?
Yeah. And it seems like the quarterback talk is just so sexy. Like it is so good for business that this last year, it seems like it's been just way worse with rumors. Yeah. Like, after Matthew Stafford was traded back in, January, whenever it was there, it was like Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. They were talked about every week as possible, or every other week as possible QBs who were frustrated with their organization, who were on their way out. And Watson was probably the most real one. Like, he definitely wanted out. His was the only, like the Texans were adamant about not trading him. And then like all the the massage stuff happened to really like make that whole story weird. But then they just latched on to Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Like until like, because like you said, it's sexy, right? Because like that's what everybody wants to talk about. And like I get it, you know.
And it's true. Like Rodgers, I mean, he was unhappy with the Packers front office.
Yes. Yeah.
But like pitching it is the Broncos are going to get him on draft day. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, I think that the problem is that like you have like this clickbait, and I understand the irony in that, like looking at what we do on Thursdays.
Yeah.
But like you have like this clickbait mentality of like, hey, you know, Florio said it's a 95% chance. And then people run with that. Like that, you have someone like Florio or Schefter come out and say something like that spawns off. Like it's a terrible game of telephone in which like it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Like, and it becomes complete and total garbage. Like I remember like when Schefter tweeted that out on draft day, and they're like, oh, like he's going to get traded to the Broncos today. Like today it's going to happen. And Goody's like, no, like that was never going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's wild to me. It's just like how deep it goes. And like, again, like that's why, you know, it pays to be like in tune with things. And that's why we do the very best that we can to kind of like provide the best information. So,
yeah, we try. Yeah. Sometimes I get it wrong, but I usually admit when I get it wrong. Von Miller getting traded, those whisperings were happening for a while. That's not like, that wasn't a shock. It was a shock, like, I guess that happened so late. But we've been talking about this in Denver for a while. So those rumors eventually turned out to be true, but they manifested late in the game. Like that stuff came together this last week, and the conversation started with the Rams because the Broncos called to make a trade for linebacker Kenny Young, and that's apparently when the Rams were like, what about Von Miller? And so then that turned into a real thing. So Von Miller goes to the Rams, and yes, they do lead the league in sacks right now, 25 of them. And Von Miller, not only is he going to be used more appropriately by the Rams than Vic Fangio was using him on the defense.
Yeah.
He's still good. He was leading the Broncos in pressures, and he had missed a game. He is so good against the run. Like legitimately, this is a huge boost for an already good defense. And you and I have talked about the Rams, like their defense is good still, but it's not dominating the way it was last season when they made a push into the playoffs.
Exactly.
This is going to help them dominate opponents by getting Von Miller and adding him there. So the other thing that came out of this, back to Aaron Rodgers, is the Rodgers to Broncos rumors got some steam again this week. Flaming hot news because Dan Patrick on his show says his source confirms the Broncos are stockpiling draft picks to make a play for Aaron Rodgers this offseason. That's exactly what they're going to do. And they're going to make a play for Rodgers. They're going to make a play for Russell Wilson. Yeah. Doesn't mean either of those guys will actually leave their current situation. I don't know if this helps or hurts Rodgers coming to Denver. Lying about not being vaccinated. But so like we criticize that stuff, but there's some smoke to these things. And
that's kind of like what I wanted to point out, right? By the way, CMC just got activated off IR. So Christian McCaffrey, good return.
The Panthers get their second best running back.
Exactly.
Sam Darnold, number one.
Number one. A couple of things of what you're talking about. Because I noticed that too. And there was talks that too, like Von Miller, like there was like that running conspiracy that like the Rams aren't going to be able to pay Miller next year. So like Miller could just come on right back to the Broncos.
Yeah, he basically admitted that. He's open to coming back.
Yeah, like, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. So Tristan, I saw that coming out of the corner of my eye, and I just started busting out laughing. I know we all want to talk about Jets Colts. But yeah, so in terms of Miller, because like there's two camps here. There was like the camp of like, oh crap, like this just made the Rams like Super Bowl favorites, like they're gonna be wild. And then there was the camp of like, Von Miller's like a bit old, a little bit, he's not the same since the Super Bowl, etc. So like, I kind of want to get your take on it, like as a Broncos fan. And I know you mentioned like Vic Fangio kind of like holding him back within the scheme. Do you see like him being used as a 3-down player? Is he going to be like a rotational guy to just come in on third downs?
No.
Like, how do you see Von Miller? And do you think like this is like as big of a signing as some people are making it out to be?
It's huge. It's huge. Okay, so the Broncos didn't have Von Miller all last season. Injury. They're like, let's trade him. We learned to play without him. The team's bad anyway. Trade Von Miller. Get what you can out of him. That's what a lot of people are saying.
Yeah.
Von Miller comes back this season. Training camp. You're like, oh yeah, it's good to have Von Miller here because he's the face of the franchise. He gets people hyped, excited. Week 1, Von Miller, you're like, oh, this was Broncos fans. They went from trade Von Miller to he still is probably the best defensive player we have.
Yeah.
Because his impact was felt immediately week 1. You're like, oh, he is getting after the quarterback. He is great against the run. And those are like the plays you don't see on the highlight film. It's, somebody runs a toss to his side. He's not fooled. He shakes off like what he's doing with the pass rush, plays the run perfectly. He does drop into coverage a little too often under Vic Fangio. So that's why his sack numbers are down. But here's what's like, he's going to thrive there because he's never played with a guy like Aaron Donald on the defensive line. Miller had the most success when Derek Wolfe was defensive tackle. So they're like a good combo. Like Wolfe was eating up blockers and Von Miller could just shed dudes. So if you're an offense playing the Rams, you're double teaming. Sometimes you can't triple team Aaron Donald anymore with Von Miller on the line. Plus Leonard Floyd. It's Leonard Floyd, right? Leonard Floyd on the other side there, you've got 2 edge rushers that can get you. So I think the hype is real. Assuming Von Miller can stay healthy, which, look, he just tweaked his ankle. It was minor, but he was hurt last year. That would be my concern if I'm the Rams is, aging edge rusher injury. But, man, I think it's a smart move for the Rams who, pardon my French, don't give a shit about draft picks. Do not care at all about the NFL draft.
Yeah.
Because they have, 2 in this next draft? I think they have 2 picks.
Yeah, like it's bad. Like they do not have but they've been mortgaging their future, right?
Yeah.
Like they've been doing that. And like they are a mentality of like, hey, like if this doesn't work out for the Rams, like, oof. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because now, I mean, I know that you're taking a huge chunk of his salary that you're paying. Yeah. It was like you're paying like $7 million or something like that.
9, maybe.
Something like
7,
that.
9. Who cares?
But like again, like you get a second and third. You guys aren't going to the playoffs, so it's like, hey, let's get some value because this is final year of his contract, right?
Yeah, that's the thing.
So like now it's like, hey, maybe he signs like a 1-year deal with the Broncos, like, to kind of like finish it out, or how maybe it's a 1 day, like maybe he's done after this, but like this is his chance of like getting another ring. I saw some people like Broncos fans that felt that the way the Broncos did it was very disrespectful. Like that they said that there wasn't enough talks. Like, and then there was quotes about like a Halloween party that like didn't happen and all that crazy stuff. Like,
the Halloween party, apparently Vaughn didn't want to have it because he wanted to focus on winning. And then the players like, no, let's have it. And then Vaughn was like, well, actually these parties are really expensive. So I need you guys to chip in. And then that apparently rubbed some guys the wrong way because Von Miller is the highest paid player on the team. That had nothing to do with him getting traded. And he was involved with the talks about the trade. So that kind of came out after, and after like Vaughn was, said he was like shocked and surprised, but they started talking to him about it this week. So I think he knew it was coming. And I don't think I think once it happened, it didn't take the sting away from what that really meant. So yeah, there was a lot that kind of went on with it. I hope he gets the ring there, comes back to Denver and joins either Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson, because that will bring him back to Denver. Oh, that will.
Oh, yeah.
Real quickly, I think we go through our power rankings very quick.
Let's talk about power rankings because
there's some interesting things that happened. Yeah. We both put the Packers at number 1. Turns out that was bad for the curse. I cursed the Cowboys at 4 with the spin wheel, and I was just going to play the moment I realized that I love
how I have the old Rams logo.
Yeah, I gave you the old Rams logo.
Fans. Number 4, yes! Yes, it's the Dallas Cowboys getting the curse. Oh, Cowboys on the week they play the Broncos. I thought it was going to be the Titans, but it's you, Dallas. Sorry, I shouldn't be excited for the curse.
They play the Broncos this week and they got the curse.
Yeah, this is. Listen, folks, it's not me. I don't have the number 1 curse. That's Brandon Perna who has the number 1 curse. First of all.
Honestly, I was worried that it was the Bills or the Titans because I knew they were in that area, but the Bills were 5, the Titans were 3. And when I was reading the Saints at 6, I scrolled up to number 4 or number 5. I scrolled down in my script to 5. I go, oh, the Bills are here. I'm safe. I'm not going to worry about who has 4 because I was thinking maybe I'll move the Bills if they do get the curse because I didn't want to do it to the Buffalo Billies. But I kept the integrity. I thought about manipulating it. I'm not going to lie. I have never manipulated the curse.
Didn't do it.
But it happened to the Cowboys on the week they play the Broncos. I don't think they're going to get the curse this week. I think it's going to be a delayed curse, if I'm being honest. But it's there.
We both kept the kitty goes meow in the same in the top 10. They're barely hanging on. I see you put the Pats up there. Yeah. They'd be my top 15.
I think their win over Mike White looks really impressive now. They're the only team who could stop Mike White in the NFL at this point.
That's very accurate.
Their defense playing well. They're running the ball well. They beat the Chargers this week. I like the quality of that win. So that's why I put the Patriots in there.
Yeah. I think we have a lot of similarities there. The number 1, definitely. Titans, you still had them at number 3. I dropped them down to 7 because it's not because they lost, because they won. It's literally because of not having Derrick Henry anymore.
That's a philosophical difference in approach. I put them at 3 because I said this is basically the last week they'll probably be this high in the power rankings.
Fair enough.
Now that Henry's gone, like, enjoy that you just got a quality win with the banged up Henry. But yeah, I think they're gonna fall a little bit. Adrian Peterson might help them some. McNichols should get a bigger workload for them. We both got the Bills at 5, so we feel pretty good about that.
Yep.
I put the Saints at 6 ahead of the Buccaneers. So we kind of have a little flip-flop there with the Saints and the Bucs. And I just wanted one question for you, Tom.
What do you got, buddy?
The Saints beat the Buccaneers. How do you have them lower on your list than Tampa Bay?
Because Trevor Simeon's their starting QB and Jameis Winston's out for the year.
Simeon's a god.
That's why.
Simeon Crunch is a god.
That is why. No, they're not going to do that. They won't move the game around because they've already sold a whole bunch of tickets and stuff. So like they don't really care. They're just like, you're just going to see whoever. I don't care. Saints week 1 finally came to fruition. We thought it was week 2, but no, now it's no Jameis. No, listen, I quote, I can't even curse the Packers anymore. There's no more curses left to give. It can always get worse, Perna. It can always get worse.
That's true. You're right. What I need to do the Eagles is I need to put them in the power bottom 3 because that's what I did to the Pats. Now they're doing well. And I haven't done that for a while because the bad teams kind of stay the same. But I'll do the bottom teams next week again. I promise.
Oh, hold on. There's apparently something going on the Twitters that OBJ got kicked out of practice.
Whoa.
Did you hear about that? That his dad made a highlight reel? Did you hear about that?
No.
Oh my God, yes. Okay, so yesterday was the trade deadline. I forgot I wanted to talk about this. Yesterday was a trade deadline, and LeBron James is tweeting out support for OBJ, basically for him to be a free man, right? And you're like, okay, whatever, go see Space Jam 2. But the bigger thing was OBJ's dad put together a compilation and put it on YouTube of all the times that Baker Mayfield missed OBJ while he was open. Like,
Wow.
how? Like, I retweeted it yesterday. Like, that I couldn't even make that up, even if I wanted to try. Like, dude, insanity. Just insanity. I'm like, can you imagine? Like, because, like, listen, I was a teacher for a really long time. Yeah, there you go. He's been excused from practice today. OBJ was ready to attend practice as usual. So they're like, buddy, don't. Like, how do you go up to Baker Mayfield and you're just like, hey, sorry about that video my dad put out with all the times that you missed me. Like,
Dads be crazy, right, Baker?
it's so cringe. Like, it is so cringe to then like go up and just be like, hey, ready to play some football, guys?
Yeah, man, that's weird. I mean,
like that would be like my dad making a YouTube video of like why Tom is the greatest YouTuber ever. Like,
Yeah.
just like putting like a highlight reel together. Like, it's so embarrassing. I was
just gonna say that would be like my dad if Tom and I stopped doing this show, going out and putting a highlight reel of all the times Tom made mistakes in his videos.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This dude, like, it was like, it's so awkward. And I wish I could make that up. Like, I wish I could, because
Did he put together the reel where Odell Beckham has dropped a lot of Baker Mayfield?
No, we don't put those together. We don't.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We don't talk about that stuff. But dude, like, like, yeah, I mean, OBJ, there were so many Packers fans that were like, yay, like, let's go, like, OBJ to the Green Bay. And I'm like, no, just no. Like, when your dad's making highlight videos of that, no, I'm good.
Maybe OBJ needs to look in the mirror and ask why these teams feel like I'm expendable if I'm that good. Like, the Giants couldn't wait to get rid of him. I'm not saying it was even the right move for the Giants. But Eli Manning, really, OBJ played his best football with Eli. Had one decent season with the Browns when
trade deadline's over. Like,
when Hugh Jackson was still there, but like,
yeah,
you've been injured. You've struggled when you're healthy. It's not just Baker. So when your dad does that, it's a bad look. And now the Browns like don't even come to practice. And the trade deadline's over.
It's over. You can't.
They clearly wanted to probably get rid of him, but couldn't do it. And now they're just like, what do we do now? Guess we're gonna lock out the season.
Yeah, it's just like I read that and I was like, what? Like, this is real? Like, this is not one of like a parody. Like, this is real life.
Drama is real, baby.
It's real. Oh, baby, it's coming. It's coming. I'm the anticipate. Is it gonna be there for tomorrow or no?
Oh yeah, we're doing the perm today.
Oh, baby,
tonight
is the first time we're gonna see it for clickbait.
Yep. Yeah. Because I'm not shooting the video today, unless OBJ says that pretends that he wasn't vaccinated. But
dude, what's gonna happen on the like? I hate to plug other shows, but dude, what's gonna happen on Pat McAfee this morning? After talking to Rodgers like yesterday, dude, it's gonna be it's gonna be wild.
McAfee show's been teasing they're working some huge deal right now.
Yeah, I think it has to do with Fox or something. Like, I think it's a big Fox deal.
I think it's gonna be like $100 million plus deal for that show.
It's gonna be like, I wonder if they're actually like gonna be like broadcasted like on Fox.
They might.
They might have like a daytime spot on Fox now.
But
so I don't know. Well, yeah, Thursday, because that's what all the people are really here for, Brandon Perna.
Colts, Jets, Mike White versus Carson Wentz, the QB battle of the century. Will Carson Wentz throw a dumb interception in this game? Can Mike White throw for over 400 yards against a better defense? I'm excited to watch Mike White, actually.
Yeah, we'll see how he plays. I'll
start to believe a little if he can do 300 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. Because Colts defense solid. They got after Tannehill, sacked Tannehill a couple times. I think it's going to be a tougher outing for Mike White and the Jets offense. But this is what I liked about Mike White. it's not just that he threw for a bunch of yards. He made smart decisions with the football. One bad pick. The other pick bounced off of Michael Carter's helmet. Like, it's one of the funniest highlights of the season. The ball just goes doink right into the defense.
Yep.
The defender's hands. So, but he took a lot of check downs as he won on his way to AFC Offensive Player of the Week. So I'm curious because the Colts defense is good. Going to get some tougher looks, I think.
Baseball.
And we'll see Carson Wentz. Can he survive the Jets defense?
Yeah.
Jets defense a little better than people thought. The Bengals missed some opportunities in that game.
They did.
That's really why they lost.
Yeah. Their defense was garbage. Like, their defense was like, I don't think the Colts are going to be that bad. No. The thing is, like you said, like the Jets defensive line is good. Like, they're strong against the run. Joe Mixon only got 30 yards against them. Like, Jonathan Taylor, who's like number 2 in terms of yardage, if I'm not mistaken, behind Derrick Henry, even though he's going to be number 1 soon. Like, that might be a tough look. Like, you might have to rely on Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
So what's that going to look like? You know, that might be a problem.
Might be a problem.
But I'll have the Colts still taking this, though. I do have the Colts winning. I had to, dude, like my prediction video now, I was going to record it after this. Thank God I didn't record it for this. I was going to, and I was like, oh yeah, let me just get it done. Knock this out. Bang, bang, done. Nope.
Let me chalk in a win for the Packers. Oh,
yep.
No. Oh, God, no.
Yep. Dude, like I don't even know. It's like, now my focus is on, I really hope Jordan Love does not test positive, because then we're in big trouble, because then we have no quarterbacks.
Yeah. I kind of hope he does.
Then he test positive?
Yeah.
That's
for the
horrible.
chaos.
That's
just
horrible.
for the chaos.
That's horrible. Because you had to start a wide receiver at QB doesn't mean we have to be subjugated to that. Everybody. Just everybody.
Not
like I would love to see. I think that I was honestly concerned about this game going into Sunday because I thought the Chiefs would look a lot better. Like I just had a feeling that they would like put on one of those performances and it was gonna be tough to win. But now, like, I'm legit concerned. Like, if Jordan Love's there, it's his first NFL start. You know, I think LaFleur's playbook will allow him to be successful. But, like, we might be getting a look at what the Packers are going to look like without Aaron Rodgers in the near future. So, you know, and hopefully they have Devontae.
Yeah, you're getting a sneak peek at the future. This is great for Packers. What's our team going to look like in 2022?
I think I want, oh God. I want to make a video.
If we learned anything last week, it's that backup quarterbacks are awesome. And
that is true.
Jordan Love got a good chance to come in and Mike White this game. He can Geno Smith this game. He can Trevor Siemian this game. He can Cooper Rush it, Tom.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because again, they were saying Ben Kurt, no, he has COVID too. Like, I don't know if he's vaccinated or not. I mean, like, I haven't talked to him about that. He just he like messaged me and was like, yeah, hey. And I was like, all right. I want to make, I've done a Packers wide receiver video. I feel like now might be the time to do a Packers QB one. And like half the video will just be me showing off my vaccine card.
Boom. Yeah.
Look, I got it, guys. I am vaccinated. I understand I could still get it, but I can promise you I haven't been around any Packers players. So let's just say I think I can make it happen. I think I can get it done. And I think I should.
Oh yeah. Good Morning Football playing Rodgers clip from McAfee show.
Yep.
Wow. McAfee all over it. All right. Well, we did a show, Tom.
We did a show. We definitely did a show.
We'll be back Friday. Make sure you check out both our power ranking videos if you haven't, so you can tell us how stupid we are. It's my favorite part of power rankings.
This is going to be a long
the Rams two spots too high, 2 spots too low. It's awesome. Appreciate it.
Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you. We had a lot of people in here. I think we're at 35, 36, something like that. But we appreciate you folks on a crazy Wednesday. There'll be plenty of videos and content coming out real soon. But folks, thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. This is GPS. You've been